Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakodash, and double honors be unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. Alright, so I just want to do this quick, World War III update, because we know that World War III is going to happen. Alright, not if, maybe, but whatever. No, it's going to happen. Alright, and a lot of moves are being made, as we can see, that will lead into World War III. Alright, so this is Revelation, the 11th chapter and the 14th verse. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Talking about World War III. Alright, and World War III, as I'm about to show you, is being stirred up, alright, by Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, alright, through the angels. Because remember, the angels are the ones working, are on the minds of these kings. I believe it's in the book of Psalms where it says, bless the Lord, ye his angels that do his will. So let me see if I can find it. Because the angels are the ones that do the will of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, Psalms 103 and 20, it says, bless the Lord, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word. See, so the angels do his commandments, and them coming down here and working on the minds of these kings, is part of that, man. So here's a quick article on, what's going on in terms of, war. Because once again, war is going to happen. It says Biden announces massive military expansion in Europe in response to a string of Russian victories in Ukraine. In response to consistent Russian gains in Ukraine, President Joe Biden announced that the United States is significantly expanding its military presence to Europe, in Europe. Pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, the other day they had activated the NATO troops. I forget the number, but NATO troops were activated. It says Biden made this announcement during a summit with other NATO members. We're stepping up. We're providing that NATO is more needed now than it ever has been. Why? For the purpose of war, man. All right. It said Biden at the opening of the summit. This announcement comes as other NATO members pledge to increase the number of military units they have on high readiness sevenfold. And pretty much that's the energy on the earth right now is, get ready for war. All right. This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. And it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I'm strong. All right, and that's talking about these nations, pretty much, preparing for war, man. All right, because now, their money is not going to, agriculture anymore. That's what, pruning hooks pretty much, represent, agriculture, this, that, and the other about the land. But they're not putting their money to that anymore. They're putting their money into war. All right, because once again, we're in those times, man. All right, to where, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai is gathering the nations, all right, to fight. Verse 11, assemble yourselves, you see. And as I read, in this article, let me see, the line, it says, in response to consistent Russian gains in Ukraine, President Joe Biden announced that the United States is significantly expanding its military presence in Europe. So that's what they're doing, man. They're assembling themselves, but ultimately in the valley of Yahushua, that's where World War III is going to take place, as I'm about to read. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. The mighty ones is talking about the angels, man. So once again, like I read in Psalms 103, the angels, are pretty much working on the minds of these kings. Real quick, I want to get this scripture right here, Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right. And once again, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai is working on the minds of these kings by way of the angels. So going back to Joel, it says, Verse 12, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's decision. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right, which once again, is over there in the Middle East. That's where the great war of Armageddon is going to take place. Okay. It says, let me see where I left off at. It says, Biden has ordered additional bases, soldiers, and military assets to be set up in the United Kingdom, Spain, and the Baltics, and Eastern European countries like Poland and Romania. So they're getting ready, man. A permanent headquarters for the U.S. 5th Army Corps will be built in Poland. Romania will receive an additional brigade combat team, a unit made up of around 4,000 soldiers. The UK will receive 2 additional F-35 squadrons. And real quick, I want to make the point that, this war, will not be, for lack of better words, this war will not pop off before the microchip be implemented, man. Pretty much, the MOTB, so that's the main prophecy that we gotta look for before World War III happened. All right, and also Jacob's trouble is gonna happen also before all this really go down. The number of destroyed warship stationed at a naval base in southern Spain will be increased from 4 to 6. Italy will receive an additional short-range air defense battalion. Germany will receive an additional air defense artillery brigade, and the sword being Esau's blessing, we can see most of the weaponry is being brought up by them, man. All right, these European nations, which are Edomites. Let's get this scripture real quick, because these so-called white people were blessed with the sword. Genesis 27 and verse 39, it says, And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dwelling of heaven from above. Verse 40, And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So pretty much the point was, by thy sword shalt thou live. And once again, these Edomites, this is how they live, man. And them coming out with all these weapons, it shows that. These Russian dirt Edomites too, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to use these Russian Edomites to take down these Babylonian Edomites, man, or the Western Edomites, for lack of better words, man. Because Babylon the Great, will be destroyed completely. It says, more armored air defense and special operation units will be deployed in rotation to the 3 Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. These additional deployments will add to 100,000 troops and billions of dollars worth of military equipment America already has stationed in Europe. You see that? So, that goes to show you where the money of America go to. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why things here in America is so bad. Is because your tax dollars ain't going to the economy or whatever. It's going to weaponry, military weapons. But it's all good though, man, because at the end of the day, that's all prophecy, man, for this to happen. Because Babylon the Great, it's even prophecy that Babylon the Great would collapse economically, man. Esau, these elites, they don't give a damn about America no more, because they're pretty much ready to so-called reset. All right. It says these forces, the first permanent U.S. forces in NATO's eastern flank, will improve our command and control capabilities, interoperability with NATO, and management for prepositioned equipment, said White House. Now this is the point I want to get to, the Russia part, man, because we know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is pretty much working on the mind of Putin, to pretty much do his will, because pretty much, as I read in Proverbs 21 and 1, that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So pretty much, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to put in Putin's mind are to come here to the West, man. Russia not intimidated by additional U.S. troop deployments. While the White House has flat out refused to deploy U.S. troops in Ukraine to get involved with Russia directly, because right now it's not time for that yet, because prophecies still have to be fulfilled before World War III could, actually happen, showing you that this is all according to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So if it was up to Esau, they would have been, got involved, into that Ukraine stuff, man, Ukraine-Russia conflict, but we know that it's not time yet. The additional soldiers and military hardware have been pledged to immediately defend NATO members if Russia decides to attack. We mean it when we say an attack against one is an attack against all, said Biden during the NATO summit. We're going to make sure that NATO is ready to meet threats from all directions across every domain. We're proving that NATO is more needed now than it ever has been. Okay, this also comes as formerly neutral states Finland and Sweden have finally secured a deal with final holdout Turkey to enter NATO, and that was before Sweden became part of NATO. You know what I'm saying? I always wondered, and that's why you gotta let prophecy move, man. Like, and what I mean by that is, not trying to figure things out, before it happens, man. Don't be too curious about things, until it happens, because before I'd always think of, hold on, I wonder how Sweden is going to get destroyed, because the scriptures does say that if any man received a mark, they will be destroyed in the presence of the Lamb and of the holy angels, right? So I know Sweden was never part of NATO, so I never understood why Russia would or any other country would shoot missiles at Sweden. But now it shows man, that they're about to do so, because they joined NATO, man. They're part of that system now, so we can see how things just play out, how things just move, into action, man. Sweden became part of NATO. They're going to get hit with missiles, man, because the scripture says, man, if any man take that mark, all right, you will be destroyed by that fire. In Revelation 14:9, it tells you that. All right, let me get that real quick. Revelation 14:9. It says, Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Pretty much he's going to get destroyed by nuclear missiles, man. All right, and that's what I just wanted to say real quick, was that, me personally, I never understood, how Sweden, would be, would get hit by the missiles. But now I'm seeing that them joining, NATO, that pretty much put a target on them to get hit with missiles, man. Showing you how beautiful the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, works. But continuing on, it says, this also comes as formerly neutral states Finland and Sweden have finally secured a deal with final holdout Turkey to enter NATO, which Biden said will only make the organization stronger and all its members more secure. In response to U.S. plans to move thousands more troops to Europe, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said the Kremlin will respond with compensatory measures. They're pretty much, poking the bear, man. I think those who propose such decisions are under the illusion that they will be able to intimidate Russia and somehow restrain it. So pretty much, Babylon the Great, so to speak, crossing boundaries. Which is eventually, which is ultimately Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua stirring these the king of the Medes up, man. All right, like it says in Isaiah the 13th chapter. And I'm gonna get straight to the point, Isaiah 13 and verse 17. It says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them which shall not regard silver, and as for gold they shall not delight it. So like I said, king of the Medes. It just says Medes right here. But it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Right? So it's gonna come to the point to where Russia is not, accepting any negotiations, man. The Most High is gonna put in their minds to come here and destroy. All right, and once again, we can see it being played out. Prophecy like living, playing out right in front of us, man. Okay, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. It's going into their ruthlessness, man. Because they're gonna have a spirit on them to come pillage and destroy here in America, man. They're not even gonna spare, young children, man. That's how bad it's gonna be. Verse 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, ultimately by fire, man. And going back to their eyes shall not spare children. That too, we can see why Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to let that happen. Just look at these children here in Babylon the Great, man. All right, a lot of these children are being raised up in, this pride bullshit, this homo agenda. All right, a lot of them, children are going to take the MOTB too, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is pretty much going to have them, get destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is in control of all this. All right, and it's coming to happen, man. It's going to happen. Salaki, let me see what I leave off at. Yeah, right here. World War III is going to happen, and we can see it playing out right in front of us, man. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Ashem, Yahushua B'Ashem, Makakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Until next time, I say Shalom.